Hey everybody, just got back from playing a round of golf. I lost my match 3-2. I was very sad. I chunked a wedge on the 16th hole into the creek, and that ended my match. But anyways, I'm here working on the airplane. So the gap fairings, the trailing edge gap fairings is I think what they call them. There's really nothing to this. Very, very, very simple, straightforward step. I've riveted a couple of spots, but that's it. I've got them all clecoed up and I'm about to start riveting. So normal process here, same process you go through with everything. Unless you have final size hold wings, which I don't know if those have shipped yet. I will get a final size fuse in a few months, but my wings were not final size holds. So normal process, put it on, drill it, take it off, deburr it, dimple it, put it back on, rivet it. Nothing at all to worry about here. The only thing I would point out is be very careful. I almost did the dimples going in the wrong direction in a couple of these spots because if you'll notice, these dimples go down that way, and these come back this way. Now, it's obvious when it's on here and when you're looking at the plans, but when you're standing on your workbench and you're looking at a piece of metal, you kind of got to think about it a little bit. So just be very careful. But that's it. Other than that, I use the squeezer to squeeze all the wing skin. Dimples, you have to countersink into here, and then you dimple. I use the C-frame DDR2 to dimple everything. So yeah, I don't think any real surprises here. No, nothing at all. It's been very straightforward, very easy. Oh, I did do this. I talked about it in a previous video. I did machine countersink. These were the 470 heads right here, and they were bumping into my aileron. So I countersunk them and put 426s there. And I just like how that looks. It feels good. I don't have to worry about trimming the aileron. I know there's some fixes where you trim the aileron or bend it, but this is gonna work perfect. I've already tested it. And then, yeah, I'm gonna get this all riveted up and I'll share it with you when it's done. Okay, so like I promised, I'm sharing the gap fairing now that it's all done. And check this out. I skipped ahead a little bit. I actually forgot to film this video, so I've done quite a bit of work since then, including all this, but that's in a separate video. But what I did want to talk to you about first, since I'm over here, is I'm really glad I did the 426s there. There's no rubbing, nothing. I didn't have to do any shaving. There's a little bit of room in here if I had to shave it, but I'm just glad I don't have to. So that's perfect. I made the fix on this side. I talked about that in a previous video. So that's perfect. Nothing's rubbing. I mean, literally everything works perfect. So as far as this guy, again, like I talked about previously, just make sure you dimple in the right direction. But there's really nothing here odd other than you just have to get creative with some of your riveting. So these were pretty straightforward. These were just squeezed. Most of these were squeezed. But then you started getting to sections here where you couldn't really get the squeezer in there. So these were bucked. Up in here, and then, yeah, the ones with a rib were bucked. So not a big deal, just kind of some work to do, but that's all. So it looks so nice and clean now. I mean, there's fiberglass dust all over it, but I just mean like it's really coming together and turning into a wing. I got these bushings in. I can't wait to get a flap on here, but I'm probably not even gonna do the flap because I'm not going to transport them with the flaps on. But yeah, that's about it for the gap fairing. Really quick, if you're enjoying these videos, if you have not yet ordered your first kit from Vans and you're enjoying my videos and you want to say thank you when you order your kit from Vans, let them know that I sent you. I'll put my builder number below here. Also, I haven't built out my Patreon page yet, but I do have a Patreon page. If you appreciate what I'm doing here and you want to buy me a cup of coffee or something, go ahead and jump onto my Patreon page. I'd appreciate it, but I don't do it for that. I just wanted to throw it out there just in case. I just am documenting this and want to be able to share kind of each step with people, so you don't make some of the same mistakes I make, and maybe you can build a little faster or get the confidence to build because I'm doing it. So hope you're enjoying. Bye. Oh, I remember now. I don't know if I've shared this in a previous video. Don't worry about the shape so much. It just kind of worked for me. I had some scrap metal, but I did make a shape that I could kind of get things on in different ways. But basically, I have three dimple sizes here. I have the number 30 or for the AN3s, for the AN4s, and then I think this is the number for the number 8 screws. I don't remember. But yeah, because I use this, so when you're countersinking, I use this to just double check, like before I put the tank on, when I countersunk into the spar, just to make sure that this was going to get a nice, smooth, flush fit. And then I did the same thing here when I was countersinking this. I used the number 4 to make sure that, you know, when you put it in the hole, you can kind of, this isn't a good one because it's not machine countersunk, but you can kind of push this down into the hole and double check that you get a good fit. So that's just something a little handy that I had. I made out of some scrap about a year ago and used that quite a bit. Also, the general rule of thumb is 7 clicks on here. So once you have it, you drop a rivet in, and when the rivet's perfectly flush, then you back this off 7 clicks. I find, depending on the thickness of the metal you're working, like for the tanks, I backed it off like 10 to 12, or like went back like 10 to 12 clicks. Whereas with the thinner metal, 7 to 8 clicks seems to work perfect.